It's 5 a.m. Just about. Might have started a minute early. And give me 1 second. My cat is here to meow at you. To meow at me, actually. I'm going to bring up the desktop so I can see. I'm going to remind myself to raise my voice just a bit. Not easy to do for me anytime. Not easy, especially 5 a.m. in the morning, where the hours itself sort of call for quiet. I mention every morning that this is considered Brahma Muhurta, the hours of God. It's a fluid time, about an hour and a half or so before sunrise and about an hour or so after sunrise. It's considered the holiest time of the day. So I've been reading each morning. Well, we started out doing the 5 a.m. and it was sort of random spiritual reading, contemplative reading. And then I moved on to, we read the 18 excerpts from the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, and we've read the 81 verses of the Tao Te Ching. That was a lot of fun. Gonna have to do that again sometime. So much wisdom to unpack from the Tao Te Ching. And then I read a little bit from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, a little bit from Deepak Chopra's The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. I should do a whole stream just on the seven spiritual laws, one law a day for a week, and how to incorporate them in our lives. It was such an important book for me. And again, that was Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, and it is based upon Vedic and yogic wisdom. Then I've been reading from Course in Miracles, whatever comes up through the day. Set that aside, although obviously I read the Course every single day. And I've been reading from my own book, Does God Have a Hero? I wrote this in 1999 and published in 2000. It was meant for me, a guidebook, guidance on how to live my life at the time, where I was in my life, and it was exactly what I needed. I lived by it rather faultingly, that I did my best. Obviously, none of us ever lived the perfect life, not within this lifetime, at least. So what I've been doing is reading a stanza a day, followed by the essay that accompanies it, but not each essay, only for that particular day. So today I'll read all the way through. Hey, William, how are you? I'll read all the way through, and then when I get to the verse that we're on today, then I'll read the next essay. I was talking about no one leading the perfect path, which brings me to the epigraph for this book, which was taken from the Bhagavad Gita. And again, this was written in 1999, 98, 99. On this path, effort never goes to waste, and there is no failure. Even a little effort towards spiritual awareness will protect you from the greatest fear. So, let's dive in. So each verse, when I get to verse 13, I'll read the next essay. Jay says, poop howdy to you, my friend. And says, hey to William. When you close your eyes and see God within, you are God's hero. When you open your eyes and see God in everyone, you are God's hero. When you let anger pass you by with a smile upon your lips, you are God's hero. When you hold love in your heart and peace within your mind, you are God's hero. When you behold the beauty of a flower and feel the kinship with all living things, you are God's hero. When you look at someone who is different and you see only how you are alike, you are God's hero. When you feel more joy in helping another than you do in your own personal gain, you are truly God's hero. When you hear the true name of God in every man's religion, you are a hero of God. When you can hear the silent voice of God in the wind, the bird song, or even the roar of a crowd, you will hear God calling you a hero. When you take time every day for silent communion with God, she listens, and you are God's hero. When you see beyond appearances and have the wisdom to see God's truth, that we are all truly one, again, you are God's hero. When you have compassion and love for all, even those with whom you may disagree, you are a hero to all mankind. Sorry, making sure that I'm caught up. When you know that forgiveness is blessed, and forgive all, no matter how large or small the trespass against you, you will be God's hero. This is verse 13. When you give love to all, holding none back, you will know love for yourself, for God, and you will be his hero. Here's the essay. It seems that our lives have become a prison of our own creation. We have created this prison from our very own fears, judgments, prejudice, and self-centered actions. These prison walls grow stronger every day that we continue to see ourselves as separate from God and separate from our true selves, from pure, unconditional love. The secret to freedom from this prison of the ego is simply using the key. God has been holding out this key to us our entire lives. The key to our prison, the key to a life filled with joy, beauty, love, and happiness, is to give our love freely and indiscriminately to one and all, everyone, every creature, large and small. Wish love to all. The more love we put forth, give away, and demonstrate to others, the more love we will manifest in our own lives. This is God's law, the law of love, and the greatest of all universal laws. God is love. When we are in harmony with God's love, we are attuned to the music of the universe. Our lives will become a dance of miracles, a dance of love. We will dance to God's music, God's love. That was verse 13, my friends. Thank you for joining. William says, hello, Jace. Solid workout today. And any honey for Zena today. And, yep, we are definitely in a prison. But you know what? The prison is an illusion. I wrote this again in 1999 when I was definitely just stepping out of a prison, a self-induced prison of an alcoholic days, a destructive lifestyle, a truly demonstrating a wish to no longer exist, to drink myself in oblivion. Just says, William, not yet, but there's a big yet, as we still need to break our fast. Muesli and honey. Nice. My cat's saying hi. Let's see. William says, delicious. I haven't had muesli. And same, Eric. So, I'm going to say I see things a little differently than I saw in 1999. Coming from that alcoholic days. But this is what I needed then. And for 25, 26 years of a life of sobriety, I find that sobriety is synonymous with joy. Seems kind of um, backwards, doesn't it? Sober, sobering, somber, and joy. However, sobriety for me has been stepping out of that self-induced prison. And in 1999, it was tentative steps. I was afraid to leap out, afraid to take that big leap and just live. As life proceeds, and man, it has been a life of some true hurt, pain, discomfort. There was death of my mom, long decline, Alzheimer's, lesson after lesson every day. Hey, Global, welcome, my friend. Being a caregiver for someone with Alzheimer's gives you lessons every single day on loss, because you witness to someone losing an aspect of themselves, and yet at the same time you're seeing them gain an aspect of awareness. If you can refrain how you look at that, you see the world through different eyes. During that time, my father had a stroke. I got divorced, leading up to eventually my father's death. It has not been an easy 26 years of sobriety, depending on how you look at it. But each of those things offered me a new way of opening myself to the experience myself. Saying, yes, this too. Yes, this too is a path of joy. No, I don't want it. I don't want this pain. I don't want this, what feels like suffering. I don't want this sorrow. I don't want this grief. But guess what? It's here. I have it. I lost my business. I just recently lost my car. Death of several beloved pets. Stepping on a spiritual path does not mean it's going to be easy. Does not mean that you escape anything. You're not supposed to. Life isn't about escape. Life is saying yes to this. Saying yes to this doesn't mean you like it. Doesn't mean you don't wish to change it. An all-encompassing yes does not mean that you are saying, I'm going to take this opportunity to instantly manifest something other. You're saying yes to this because that's what's present. And in the very moment of accepting, you are allowing the possibility of something else to be manifested. It's my friend Robert Saltzman. He's a great author. He's a psychologist, wonderful photographer. He wrote Depending on No Thing, as well as The 10,000 Things. If you guys ever get his book, Depending on Nothing, there is a dialogue between Robert and I where he's sort of disagreeing with what I'm saying. And it's a great dialogue leading to a big insight. If you ever get it and you read it, Robert Saltzman, let me know if you can figure out which of the dialogue in that book is mine and Robert's. Anyway, he says, each moment is a once upon. Nothing's ever repeated. It seems to be. Here's why. Because we keep telling ourselves the same story every single day. We tell ourselves the story that it's impossible for every child that is hungry right now to wake up to a meal tomorrow. It's impossible. Can't be done. However, it's as simple as changing the story. Just changing the story to one that it is entirely possible that every single child, if we can build a missile, we can feed every child. Simple as that. Jay says, William, not yet. Nope, read that. Will says, I have a big bag of muesli, but will be a bit before I eat, probably. You are on day 2, right? Jay says, I'm waiting for the audition vids from you guys. A few lines from any song. It will be a fun exercise. It'll be fun until you hear me sing. Hey, I have questions though. Man, I would love to do a YouTube karaoke event. But what about copyright strikes? What can you do on YouTube? What can you sing on YouTube? How you doing, Global? Global says, hope everyone is okay and having a great morning. Thank you, my friend. Jay says, we don't reach the top of the mountain without the struggle of the climb. And we must remember the journey that got us there. Wise words from Jace. William says, well, maybe I had a little bit. It didn't stay down long. I failed already, as with all things I do. What if you didn't see it as a failure, William? What if you viewed all of life, and I'm not saying to do this, I'm just wondering, I'm thinking out loud. All of life was an experiment. The name of Gandhi's book was his autobiography, My Experiment with Truth. What if your entire life was just an experiment and there was no failure, there was just results? And you took those results and you examined what they offered you. Not good, not bad, just a result. And you just keep living. You keep experimenting. How about this? How about this? How about this? It's the opposite in Vedic meditation. Yogic meditation, they have the neti meditation. Neti means not this, not this. We ask ourselves, who am I? And everything that occurs, we examine it and we look at it and we say, not this, not this. Not our thoughts, not our bodies, not our beliefs, not our opinion, not our jobs, not our possessions, not our relationships, not this, not this. Finally, we get to the great shrug of existence. I don't know. I don't know who I am. And we stay in that mystery. But how about if we reverse that meditation for today, maybe, and we simply say this, not I am this, however, simply this is occurring, and I look at it without judgment. I look at it without the story that I usually tell, that I failed. And instead of giving myself another story, I simply stay without story. Is it true that you always fail, William? Is it true that you always fail? Have you ever did anything at all and succeeded? One thing. Jay says, well, I'm in the process of doing 1K burpees. I made it to 515 so far, and will strive to reach the 1K. And you will, no doubt. Hey, remember, guys, I had 3 failed 100-mile attempts. 1 week after my 50th birthday, nailed it, dialed it in. Perfect training, perfect dietary plan during the race, what to eat. Perfect race. And it was, by all accounts, by everyone involved, a miserable race. We had rain, we had freezing rain, we had snow. This close to hypothermia. Someone who saw me at mile 40 sent text message to all my friends who were waiting for me, who were going to crew and be pacers during the night. Eric's not going to make it. He looks horrible. He forgot a pair of long pants. I didn't have long pants. I think he's going to drop because he's almost hypothermic. Somewhere between mile 40 and 60 in the midst of freezing rain, I had an epiphany that if this is the worst things get, I can still finish. And I just started smiling. And from mile 40 something to mile 100, I did nothing but smile the entirety of the way. Boy says, most songs can be a couple of seconds, and without music accompanying it, likely won't be stricken. But you get so many strikes before demonetizing, they likely first will claim the um, proceeds first, if any. Yeah, I don't know if I'll take the chance, guys. William says, yes, in my entire life I have been used because I accomplish things. I am a resource for getting things done. Hell of a high water. I get it done when I cannot. It's failure when everything. It's against my efforts and the goal is not achieved. It's a failure. Why is it a failure though? Without the thought of it being a failure, without the thought entirely, would it still be a failure? Without that thought, without the story that you just told yourself, what would it be? Have you ever failed to take a breath, which sustains your life? Have you ever failed in a heartbeat? Have you ever failed in having a thought? Have you ever woken up in the morning, gone to a job, and come home? Tanya says, good morning, Yogi. Good morning, Tandra. How are you, my friend? We started the conversation talking about prison. The prison is the story that we tell ourselves every day. We wake up and unconsciously we say, I'm going to tell the same story. Today I'm going to be Eric. Today I'm going to be William Hart. Today I'm going to be Jace. Today I'm going to be Tandra. With all that accompanies that, with the entirety of the past. Tandra says, good. Thanks, Yogi. How are you? I'm doing good, Tandra. Thank you. William says 0 cannot equal 1. By definition, not meeting the expectation as goal is a failure. But what's the goal? What's the goal? 0 doesn't have to reach 1. 0 is enough in and of itself. 0 doesn't have to be anything but absolute emptiness, which allows for the possibility of everything to exist. So, if you keep returning to 0, you stay in the realm of pure potentiality, creation itself, allowing the universe to tell a story that includes you. What if you aren't the storyteller? What if you are part of the story on an epic quest to realize, who knows? The story's not over, William. The story is not over. It's just beginning. It's just beginning. As Jace was talking about the mountaintop, you're not even at the base yet. Tell yourself a different story other than failure. Failure is just a story. It's just a story. It's just the word. In the absence of that word, in the absence of that belief, and it's a belief that we always choose over and over, and I'm not singling you out. I've told myself that same story. Remember, I just talked about, man, my father died on my watch after I just gave him medicine. Literally went into a seizure and grabbed my hand and kept telling me I can't do it over and over again. I held his hand after he passed all through the night. And I told myself every story imaginable. I failed as a caregiver. I must have did something wrong. That 2 weeks ago, I lost my father's car. Couldn't afford to keep it on the road. And I kept telling myself this story. I couldn't even keep my father's car. Couldn't even do that. I had to put my business aside. 15 plus year business. I told myself a story. I wrote books that sold dozens, maybe. I told myself a story. I can't even write a book that sells. I can't even bring more than 5 people into a live stream. I can't do this. It's all a story. Happily, I've gotten to my point in my life. I don't believe the stories that I tell myself. However, the stories still appear. They still appear. You don't have to believe them, William. navigate. Give up the effort, William. Have fun. Relax. Life is an adventure. An adventure means that you're going to have thrills. You're going to have what seems like defeats. You are going to have highs. You are going to have lows. You are going to have everything that accompanies an adventure. Jace says, I have to get cracking. Busy day today. Take care, Jace. Jace says, Sandra, good morning. And hey to Jace. Roy says, every effort in trying to achieve a goal. Tandra says, Yogi, you were there. That's the main thing. Thank you, Tandra. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I do take a great deal of comfort that I was there. William says, how do you achieve anything without the effort, though? If I am not trying to achieve what I claim I want, they am no better than being alive than dead or comatose. But how do you know that, William? You're telling yourself a story. I'm no better. I'm no better. I'm no better. You're entitled to the effort. You're not entitled to the results. Bhagavad Gita says that we are entitled to our actions, but not the fruit of our actions. That belongs to God. That is karma yoga. That we give ourselves to the selfless service of the moment itself, allowing the efforts to be expressed through the possibility of God. Give yourself to the effort. The effort is enough. It's the same thing that is reiterated in the Tao Te Ching. It's reiterated in the Bible. It's reiterated in every spiritual tradition. Hey, run it, boy. But if we keep focusing on what if this fails, what if this fails, what if this fails, what if it fails? Then do something else. Failure is not the end. That's why we say it's the result. You get a result, you do something else. You pivot, you shift. It's not the end. Richard Bach, the author of Jonathan Livingston Seagull and Illusions. Man, Illusions, what a beautiful book. It's only 100 and some pages. Absolutely beautiful. In Illusions, Richard Bach says, in the end, everything will be all right. Everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end. William says, I mean, if you need groceries, you get in the car or walk. They don't magic themselves into the pantry. What if they did? What if they did? We talked before about the 4 ways to manifest strawberry ice cream, which somehow made its way to pumpkin ice cream, which made its way to pumpkin milkshakes and magical groundhogs. And we told an epic story that continues to this day. Who knows what's possible? And however, walking or getting in the car is part of it. No one's saying don't make an effort. Make the effort joyful. You're doing the effort for the effort, not for the end result. Doesn't mean you wouldn't like an end result. However, you're not responsible for the end result. God is responsible for the end result, or the universe is responsible for the end result, or the Tao. Whatever label. Tom just says, hi, boy, I'm Runner Boy. Runner Boy says, I was born once, but now I'm alive. I'm trying to think of my name. Eleanor Roosevelt said once that if you're born once, why would you be surprised if you can be born again and again and again and again? Who knows? But here's the thing. We can always wake up and tell ourselves another story, or we can always wake up to the absence of a story where life itself simply expresses itself through the vehicle of us, through us. Who knows what story is going to be told today? Who knows what synchronistic events are going to happen to be told through us? I would send you a wonderful Deepak Chopra video on following the synchronistic events, allowing life in a spontaneous fashion to help us manifest our goals, William. But you've sort of implied that you're tired of those type of offerings. So I don't want to push anything on you. William says, so on your walk, you get hit by a bus. You would not see it not having made it to the store as a failure or beyond your control. Things stand against you. I could. I don't know why I would. I'll tell you what. If I was hit by the bus, the last thing I would concern myself was, damn, I'm not going to make it to the store. Because now a new story unfolds. Recover from the bus accident. Forgive the bus driver. Rebuild my body. The last thing I would think of was, man, I never got that bag of apples that I wanted. What if I survived the bus? I'd be so grateful to be alive, to take another breath. Maybe I'd get back up and head out to get those apples. Or maybe I'd say, it's got to be a better way to get to the store. I need a safer way. Next time, I'm going to take a different route that doesn't involve a bus. Who knows? Who knows? I've never been hit by a bus. Hopefully, William, we will never know the answer to that story. Hopefully, I'll tell myself a different story on my walk. Hopefully, I'll get out and I'll see that magical groundhog with a pumpkin milkshake. I just don't know. The thing is, I don't need to view it as a failure, no matter what happens. And if it does show up and I view it as a failure, William, I can forgive myself. Every forgiveness is a new beginning. I keep offering my all-time, as of now, favorite quote from A Course in Miracles, that the one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not now. It's not here. The past isn't here. Unless you think it is, and even if you think it is, it's just a thought. And a thought, as of yet, isn't a reality. It's just a thought. It's a neurochemical reaction in the brain that is passing even as we think it. And in the absence of an actual thinker, who are you? Who are you? Your pure potentiality for another thought to occur, for another story to be told, for another thing to happen. Hopefully, it doesn't involve a bus, unless you are going on a joyful bus ride across the country. In which case, I hope the bus has a bathroom. I have been on long bus rides without a bathroom. Man, I do not recommend it. Runner Boy says, I think the only thing I'd be thinking was I was hit by a bus. Probably so. All right, guys. Speaking of that walk, I'm going to head outside and take my walk. Appreciate you guys being here. William, I'm happy to talk to you later today about any of this stuff. I'm happy to send you that Deepak Chopra video. I just don't want to push anything on you. I wish you happiness. And it's not going to be, I don't know. We'll leave it at that. I wish you happiness, my friend. If you want to talk, you know I'm always here to talk. But again, I don't want to push anything. William says, what do you do when you need work and turn down for every job? Then praying and or getting my hopes up every time, or wasting so much effort applying every time just to get a blanketed rejection. Well, here's the thing. Remember what I said, that you are entitled to your action, but not the fruits of your action? If you're getting your hopes up for that particular job, then you're saying, I am entitled to the fruit of my actions. That God, you need to do this. I did my part, now you did yours. Now you do yours. But you don't know what God's part is. You don't know what the mystery holds in store for you. What if none of these jobs are the job that's going to make you fulfilled, happy, or even benefit you in some ways? What if you get a job and it involves getting hit by that bus that somehow narrowly misses me, heads all the way to the Midwest, and hits William on his way to his new job? Who knows? Who knows? You can deal with what ifs, what ifs, what ifs. You just keep doing the action. Don't worry about the result. Keep doing the action. Don't worry about the result. The job will come. The job will come. The job will come. I don't know what it is. Right now, you don't know what it is. But there is a job out there, and William Hart will get it. And keep thinking of possibilities. What can you do? What else can you do? I don't want to offer you advice. William says, sure, I will take anything. I just wish offered advice wasn't pretense with that I had not tried to do anything different. But are you still thinking the same thoughts? Are you still telling yourself the story of failure? Hey, Tim, how are you? Tim says, hey, Yogi and everyone in the chat at work, but wanted to stop and show love and support. Hey, much appreciated, Tim. Very much appreciated, my friend. I'm going to bring up Tim's channel so I can take a look at it after the live stream or after my walk. William says, it isn't that, but the effort of manifestation you speak of, that to bring about whatever, I have to manifest as reality. Well, you know what? We are always manifesting something each and every moment. Through the stories that we tell, unfortunately, we keep manifesting the same story. I'm a failure. I'm trapped. Nothing ever works. Let me try this differently, but you know what? It's probably going to be a failure. It's probably not going to work. It's probably going to give me the same results. And then we wonder why what we're doing isn't working. The thing is, it is working, but it's giving you the same results. All I can say, I don't know what I can say, William. What I'll say now, surrender, relax, keep work. Hey, Vincent, I was just thinking about you. I was wondering how you and Becky are. I want to make sure that I say the same. I want to make sure that I say the right thing to the right person at the right time. Boy, I don't have the answers. I don't have any answers. Not for you, not for myself. What I have is love, offering you love, joining you in the prayer that the best possible outcome will help happen for you. When you give yourself to each moment, when you give yourself to the spontaneous, naturally occurring isness of the moment, which is pure potentiality for anything to happen, to the task at hand. Right now, the task at hand is applying for jobs, looking online, finding the right one. This one calls to me. Give up the expectation that this is the one, because who knows? It might be, it might not be. Just find joy in the possibility that you can apply for jobs, that you have a computer, that you have the breath, that you have fingers. Be grateful what you have and proceed from there. Just proceed from there. Don't get caught up in any story. Not yours, not mine, in anyone's story. Each moment is free from a story. Each moment is the capacity for another story to be told. Let's see. Vincent says, hey, hey, everyone. We are all well, better than we were. I'm glad to hear that. Guys, I hope you visit Horror of Spice. William says, I tried differently and it results the same. If results is the exact same way, how can you not see it as a failure after the fact? You get to reinterpret it. Remember Sisyphus and the rock and the joy of doing the same thing over and over again. He never expected a different result. He found joy in what was given to him as a form of punishment. Push the rock up, roll back down. Push the rock up. And he found meaning, not only meaning, he found joy in the very repetitious action that he was doing. Does that mean you have to do that? No. You can tell yourself a different story. Feel free to tell yourself that it's a failure. Feel free. But be happy with the results that you get. If you keep telling yourself that it was a failure, be happy with the story that you tell. Or be miserable with the story that you tell. I don't know. William, I don't know. Or you could forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the interpretation that it's a story. And ask, can I see this a different way? Ask for a miracle. Can I perceive things a different way? I hate offering these quotes to you, William. I was about to offer a Course in Miracle quote. And I will, and then I'll preface it. And I seldom use the word hate, or I try not to. Do not seek to change the world. Do not seek to change your behavior. Seek to change your perception of the world. Seek to change how you perceive the world. The reason why I hate to offer it is because I just don't think it helps you. It sounds trite. However, it's been very true for me. Guys, I got to get outside. Hey, Sniper, how are you, my friend? Sniper says, Grand Rising, Derek. How many times did Edison fill with a light bulb? William says, no, William, you're not pressing upon me at all. You're not pressing upon me at all. Thank you for trying to help me. I'm trying by talking. Man, again, I'd love to talk on the phone. Hey, Easy, how are you? See you on the next one. Or Spice says 1,000. I've always referenced Edison before. And you know what? My thing I keep coming back to is surrendering expectations, surrendering hope, surrendering even faith, and living in the reality of what you're doing in the moment and the possibilities that it's connected to. Every action has the infinite possibility of creation. Who knows what it's going to create? However, if you believe that it's going to create failure, then there's a great likelihood that it will. If you simply believe in the infinite possibility, that's it. Just the infinite possibility. Again, it comes back to the great cosmic shrug. Who knows? But possibility always means that something can happen. Something can happen. Let's see. There are things known and there are things unknown. Huxley. And in between are the doors of perception. Or if Space says surrender in the moment is what I do sometimes. It's paid forward even to my life. Beautifully said, Vincent. Beautifully said. Here's the great truth. Each moment is already surrendered. It already is. However, within that surrender, we keep putting our thoughts. We keep putting our story. How about if we just continuously surrender? How about if we continuously forgive? Remember, forgiveness isn't saying, I forgive the moment, I forgive this, I forgive that. Forgiveness is simply saying, I forgive my perceptions of how things are, and I want to see only what is so, only what is true. And what is true is always the return to the great primordial emptiness of the moment itself. The moment is the capacity for the story to be told, but it is not the story. It's not the end result. There is no end result. There's just the continuous is, the continuous now, the continuous moment. Source Space says, forgive the negative, positive, just what is. Thank you, Vincent. All right, I need to head outside. I'll see everyone later. Vincent, man, it was wonderful to see you, my friend. Please send Becky my love. Extend my love to Becky. William, send me a message, call me if you want to. Easy, my friend. Thank you for being here. Tim, much appreciate you stopping by. Tandra, I will see you on my computer. I have you up now. And Jace, as always, thank you very much. Global, thanks for hanging out. And Sniper, my friend, appreciate you coming by. Sniper says, sometimes it's not the words that are being read, it's the fact that you're able to read as well. The essence of gratefulness. Beautifully said, Sniper. Elijah this shaman says, bloody stools. That doesn't sound good. Well, I hope you're better. Probably should see a doctor, I would imagine. So, Horse says, Becky loves you and is listening. Well, good morning, Becky. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the love, my friend. All of that is very much appreciated. I'm going to see everyone later. I'll be back this afternoon. If you're doing a live stream today, guys, let me know. And I'll do my best to be there. I'll see everyone later in the day. Take care, my friends.